We'll watch the Phoenix Suns in this one as they go up against the New York Knicks. For New York, they've started the season on a remarkable run of 10 straight victories. Anytime you begin the year on a double-digit winning streak, that's pretty special. One of the players we'll see tonight, Brandon Ingram, second overall pick in 16, has drawn some comparisons to Kevin Durant, but Kenny, he's still got a ways to go.
Yeah, we know it could take a while, but he's going in the right direction. I mean, he's a little undersized in terms of weight, but his ability...
That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah,
he's skinny.
Okay, he's a little skinny.
Thank you, Ernie. His shooting efficiency is a work in progress, but he has the length to impact all areas of the game.
That'll wrap it up as we take you courtside. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
I don't like the word skinny.
Slender.
There it is.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Fans in Quas in a sold-out arena here in Phoenix, Phoenix, Arizona. We'll see the defending NBA champions, the New York Knicks, and the Phoenix Suns. Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, giving us the rundown from the sideline, courtside, David Aldridge. And so off the tip, it's New York. Doris, tonight, a pair of winning streaks we put on the line. Both teams playing fantastic basketball. Something, though, Doris is going to give one way or the other.
Yeah, what you find with two high-caliber basketball teams, they've both been able to execute their offenses to a high degree. They've both been able to take advantage when they've been given opportunities in transition. To me, what's going to ultimately settle this game, which team does a better job of taking away the opponent's strength? If you can force a team to beat you doing something that they're uncomfortable doing, fair enough. But you have got to take away option number one and number two. To me, it comes down to defense tonight, Kev.
Doris, you sound like a coach. That's what they're saying in the locker room right now. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for the Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. And there's the captain. And there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Knox in at the 3 spot. So it's the Knicks now after T.J. Warren's miss. Here's Chapman. 32 points for him last game against Denver.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
Here's Butler. Knox the pass to Butler. A 3 from Porzingis. Rebound by the Suns. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Knicks team.
And this is a rematch from the NBA Finals a season ago. They came up a little short, looking for some redemption tonight. And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Knicks shoot their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
First free throw is good. Both shots good from the stripe.
I tell you, as good as he is at the line, it allows him to invite contact when he's down low.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff for a minute. This is the first meeting of the season between these teams, and he stressed to his guys the need to rely on their instincts at the offensive end. He said, we do a good job of finding soft spots in defense without forcing things. If we keep doing that, we'll be in good shape. We'll see if they can keep that up tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks for the report, David. So the goal is to come out early and get their shooters into a good rhythm right away.
And of course, that's always a goal. But the meaning behind it is that he wants them to play good, smart basketball, not taking too many chances.
Right, you've got to be able to use plenty of screens, not let players start to go one-on-one and try to do this thing individually. Run your sets, get the best shooters their shots.
So for New York, their last game, a win against the Nuggets.
Executed on the road, stayed focused, stay consistent with who you are as a team.
No doubt. I mean, they played to their strengths, and that's what helped them get this road win. I loved how they played for each other.
There's Siakam, who's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Here's Chapman. Headshot off. Nice defense from Holmes. Suns trail by 6. Passes it to Siakam. And he drops it in from the low post. The Knicks have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Here's Chapman. Kicks it to Butler. Shot clock at 5. And there's a whistle. That goes on Mikal Bridges. That is his first foul of the game. 1 first quarter. We're about 3.5 minutes in. Here's Chapman. Wallace covering. 5 on the clock. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Doris, you were the first female commentator to ever call a Knicks game on radio or television, and I imagine you remember that first broadcast very well.
I sure do, Kevin. It was against the Bucks. I filled in for the great Clyde Frazier, and the Knicks had just made it to the finals the year before, so it was exciting on a number of levels.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Chapman, the pass to Porzingis. Shot from 12. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Suns trail by 6. Bridges with it. Really played well against Brooklyn in his last outing. Outside Warren. Pass to Ayton. Poke loose. And here we go. Fast break. Cousins has got it. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
Boy, this play is perfectly in sync. Butler gets just the space he needs.
Now the pass to Siakam. Back to Wallace. The shot, no good. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Pass to Chapman. He feeds it to Cousins. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
Well, there's no consistency from the field in this quarter. We'll see if he can get his shot going. I'll tell you, that's a graceful finish. Not just any old layup, a teardrop.
The Knicks leading by 7. Butler passes to Chapman, and he slams it one-handed.
Well, this is why Butler has become a real threat on the offensive end. Yes, he's a great scorer, but he is equally capable and adept at finding the open guy.
Now here's Wallace. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
You know, he was also one of their key contributors on the glass. His effort was terrific.
Here's Wallace. Here's Chapman. He has 6. He kicks it to Cousins. Over Ayton. Cousins, no good.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
And so here is New York after Mikal Bridges missing on that last three-pointer. Here's Chapman. Outside Butler. 5 to shoot. Wallace outside. Here's Knox. And the shot falls short this time.
I'll tell you, he's not going to get in his coach's good graces if he's missing wide open looks like that.
Bridges against Butler. And there's the foul. It'll go on the captain. That is his first foul of the game. Both teams will make substitutions. On defense, New York. Holmes kicks to Ayton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Trent. And it's off from three-point range. The Knicks leading by 7. Here's Knox. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Wallace, the pass to Trent. Wallace outside. Passes it to Trent. Down low. Here's Wallace. The shot comes out. Solid defense there from Chapman. New York with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Knocked loose and taken away by Wallace. Pass to Trent. Clock at 6. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. Lucas Sierra's checked in for 8. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And, you know, they knew what they wanted to do going in, and, boy, were they efficient and effective.
Absolutely. They were humming all game long. Every shot seemed to come so naturally to them tonight.
And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. You take a look at the Suns. They're moving on up. 4th spot in the rankings this time around.
And, you know, I think New York, they're just so locked in right now. It doesn't matter who they're playing. I know it's still early in the season, but they may turn out to be the team to beat.
And for Turner on the offensive end, it is all about consistency with his shots.
Right, Kevin, because with his length and athleticism, Miles Turner has proven he can be a factor on the defensive end. To me, it's about, with that face-up ability, can they count on him night after night?
Drills the three-pointer. Trent's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Chapman the pass to Campbell. Out to Ingram. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Let's check out the NBA blocks leaders. Take a look at the captain. Fierce inside defender. Tops in the NBA in blocks. And, of course, DeAndre Ayton.
Those two have both mastered the art of the shot block. And believe me, guys, it is an art. It's not all about size.
And there's the foul. It'll go on the captain. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Already his second foul. He's in danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game.
Hard away against Wallace. To the inside.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. I don't mean style points. Here's Chapman. Wallace covering from the low block. Jump shot is good that time. 10 points for the captain.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now with this here, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Holmes passes to Wallace. Another one falls for Phoenix.
And the D just a step slow, reacting to the step back.
Here's Chapman. Wallace covering. 1:53 left here in the first quarter. Here's Chapman. He's got 10. New York needs to get off a shot. Here's Cancer. No good on the three.
And they've come out with a take no prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
And there's the foul. It'll go on the captain. And that'll be his third foul. And here is Bridges. He's been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. Ayton kicks to Bridges. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Shot clock at 5. Here's Trent. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Great teamwork. That's something you develop by practicing it over and over again.
We've got T.J. Warren. Ayton is out there with Bridges. And it's Siakam in at the 4. Who's out there for Phoenix.
How about the day before the draft, Kristaps Porzingis said it was, quote, his dream to play for New York. He said it's a basketball city, big-time spotlight. I can take it. How cool is that, guys?
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, the captain in the last game against the Nuggets put on a show. He scored 32 points and was diming everybody up with an incredible assist game, setting up his teammates all night long. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
Okay, David, no doubt he'll have the defense focused on him here after that stunning game last time out.
You better believe it. He'll be looking at double teams, guys up in his jersey all game long.
I think that's the way this guy likes it. He wants a challenge. It makes him more focused, more determined to show what a force he can be.
Here's Ayton. The Knicks making the shot, and stolen by Cousins. Bridges with the steal. Outside Warren. Here's Trent, and he dunks it down.
Well, this is one aspect you'd like to see more of from T.J. Warren. We know he's a great scorer, pretty dime there.
And Doris, isn't it amazing, talking about Porzingis, that he was actually booed when the Knicks made their selection?
It is, Kev. We know New York's a tough town, tough media, obviously, and if they don't know you, they will challenge you. But I've got to say this, Porzingis has proven the haters wrong.
Shot clock at 3. Here's Chapman. It's hauled in by Warren.
Boy, great job protecting the rim and turning an easy layup into a missed opportunity. That's nice technique on the glass. You know, you leverage your position and your size to pull that in.
Now, here's Butler. A 20-point game for him in the win against the Nuggets in Denver.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Butler against Bridges. Kicks it to Warren. To the wing on the left. McCree. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. Cousins has got 6 rebounds in the game. And up the court come the Suns on the break. Here's Bridges. Phoenix no good that time either.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Right, perfect contest in that instance, Greg, making it really hard on the shooter to have any kind of space at all.
Here's Chapman. He's got 10. Knox. Nailed from three-point land. Knox has got 7 points in the game.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
And the Suns call time here. And just an impossible shot to guard at times. Doris, when you think of that step-back jump shot in the league, it's lethal. And there are a couple guys who have perfected it.
Well, 2 in particular. James Harden, that step back that he added is now unguardable. And Steph Curry as well. Those 2 men, when they decide to get to that step-back jumper, turn the lights out, close the gym doors, and step back because it's going in.
And here are the Suns now. After New York gets the 3. It'll go, and the Knicks lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Siakam.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Chapman fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you, you got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
That's good from Chapman. Here's Trent. 14 points for him.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Back to Warren. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. A chance to take a moment and compare the front court and back court scoring on the night for the Suns.
Not a lot of difference between them. You know, it's about 50-50, but this game isn't 50-50 right now. They need a big run here just to get back into the mix.
That free throw good from Chapman.
It's so interesting to me that if you look at the history of the Phoenix Suns, it was the Mike D'Antoni era where they set the trend towards up-tempo run-and-gun basketball and emphasizing the three. Remember the great Steve Nash at the helm. They were an offensive juggernaut at that time, guys.
All free throws good from Chapman. And the Suns from 2004 to 2010, a team that easily could have won it all.
No doubt, Kevin, the fine line between winning and losing. 3 trips to the Western Conference Finals, and if not for a few bad bounces and untimely suspensions, who knows what we'd be talking about.
Phoenix shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And they shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And there's the pass to Cousins. New York moving the ball around. 5 to shoot. Chapman the pass to Cousins. That one falls. Cousins has got the lead up to 14 now for the Knicks.
You got to try to keep Cousins out of the paint. Shoots a high percentage from there. Uses that big body to his advantage.
Here's Trent. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Brooklyn. Pass to Ayton. Passes it to Trent. Wide open. And he hits the jump shot. Trent's got 16 points.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on it.
Here's Chapman. 15 points in the game. Pass to Knox. And again, New York with the triple.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Here's Siakam, headed by Porzingis. Siakam passes to Trent, and they come right back with their own three-pointer. Trent's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Suns. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Trent passes to Siakam. And there's the pass to Warren. Good. Warren's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
The way Warren controls his body is truly impressive. He's got the frame to absorb it.
1:25 left in the second quarter. Pass to Chapman. He dishes it to Cousins. It's hauled in by the Suns. Ayton's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Out to the right wing. Outside Warren. Over Porzingis. That one wide left. New York leading by 12. Down low, here's Butler. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
That's exactly what you want right there. Jimmy Butler being aggressive on the interior.
Trent passes to Ayton. Pass to Trent. This one for 3. And the Suns get it back. Now, here's Cousins. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Nuggets in Denver.
You know, he was also one of their key contributors on the glass. His effort was terrific.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Picked off in midair. Chapman. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the New York Knicks with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Suns trail by 16. Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. We've got DeMarcus Cousins. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Knox. Then there's the captain, and it's Butler in at the shooting guard position.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Warren on the wing. Top of the key, Siakam. Looking for Warren, he gets it there. And the rejection by Cousins.
You just can't get those kinds of shots past Cousins. When he's in the area, he's really good at getting a hand on the ball.
Here's Chapman. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Shot clock at 6. Here's Butler. And there's another one for the Knicks.
Very difficult to break up the concentration for Jimmy Butler. This guy on the interior, he has a sense for how to score it.
There's the double team with Warren. Chapman the pass to Knox. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Commissioner Adam Silver recently said there's nothing magical about 82 games. Doris, what do you read into that?
I read nothing more than the leadership that Adam Silver is about. And it seems to me that the NBA is one of the most proactive professional sports leagues in the world. And by that I mean, Kevin, they will evaluate every aspect of their business. If they believe it's advantageous to make change, then they will go to their competition committee, they will go to their ownership committees, and they will make whatever change they believe is for the ultimate good of the game. And that's exactly what you'd hope for.
Personally, 82 games, in your opinion, what do you think?
You know what, Kevin, it can be a little bit of a grind, but there is money at stake. And obviously that's a difficult thing for owners to come up and over. The players would have to want to give some money back. So listen, 82 games is long, but what happens, I don't know.
That free throw missing. The Suns making a switch here. Holmes checked in, and he sinks the second. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Wallace kicks to Holmes. Back to Wallace. Out of bounds. New York takes possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at New York. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And, of course, the Hawks, a game behind.
And seeing where the Knicks are, as talented a team as they are, has performed at a very high level this season. Everything's gone according to plan up to this point.
And their job now is a simple one. Keep doing exactly what they've been doing and get themselves in the best position possible for the postseason.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And with numbers like this, how about 87% on the year? He's been somebody they love having at the line.
Suns trail by 18. And there's a foul that goes on Jimmy Butler. That's his first foul. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. And stolen by Cousins.
And 5 turnovers here. He set his team back on the offensive end. Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And the Suns call time. And one thing Rick Carlisle is known for is his accountability.
Right, and that extends to himself as much as it does the players who play for him. Listen, if this guy makes the wrong play call, he is going to make sure you know about that. And I think that's an approach you see from the top down in this organization.
Wallace kicks to Ayton. Back to Wallace. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, I love how he absorbed the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
Suns have made 4 free throws from the line and missed 2. That one falls, so he hits both of them. New York leading by 18. Outside, Porzingis. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Oh, wow. 4 or 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Wallace kicks to Ayton. Back to Wallace. Goes back up. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Here's a chance now to check out the New York Knicks' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll go up against Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then on Sunday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And looking at this stretch for them, I think they should have no problem dispatching most of their opponents if they can avoid that pitfall of playing down to the level of the competition. But that's easier said than done.
Ingram, he's checked in for Knox. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
And you see the raw talent Ayton has. An intimidating big man with a high ceiling and a desire to grow.
Porzingis passes to Chapman. A shot that time, not on target. Now the Suns take it the other way. Ingram with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Cousins has got it. Misses from short range.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Holmes kicks to Wallace. And he banks in the layup. Wallace has got 8.
I don't think the pass could be better placed. That's a great assist.
Here's Chapman. Wallace covering. Cousins, no one around him. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12. Suns trail by 20. Pass to Holmes. Heine, defended by Butler. Here's Wallace. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. He's made 2 of 3 from the stripe tonight, and he makes the first. It's stolen, and we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, it is the era of positionless basketball, but how exactly did we get here? Well, new defensive rules at the turn of the century encouraged face-up scoring, motion-based offense, and guard play over isolation and post-ups. As a result, offensive roles have become more interchangeable.
It has become a positionless game now. David, thank you very much.
Boy, he's able to get to the hoop, Kev, because of that great solid screen.
Ayton, he's checked in for the Suns. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Butler's checked in. That free throw good from Chapman. Phoenix has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Kicks to Ayton. Now the pass to Bridges. Releases. Misses off the right iron.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
The Suns shooting around 40% in the third. Maybe settling for some less than ideal looks out there. Pass to Ayton. Bridges against Butler. Here's Trent. Off target from outside. And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for New York. Passes it to Knox. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession.
And how about the numbers here for Butler? 3rd in steals, and his sweet shooting stroke places him in the top 15 league-wide in three-point percentage. You've got to play him tight.
And it's his lightning-quick hands that have put him in the top 3 in steals. Also, his tremendous anticipation. He's constantly all over the basketball. And the foul on Miles Turner. That is his first foul of the game. The Knicks making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in. 1:10 left in the third. Count it.
Boy, that's a bang-bang play on the inbounds pass. I like those quick hitters.
And so here is New York. Here's Chapman. He's got 22. Here's Cancer. Got a piece of it.
And using that wide reach to reject shots. Aiden can't afford to throw up weak stuff around the big fella.
Bridges with it. Cancer covered. It's blocked. Here's Chapman. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Quite a few trips to the line in this one, and he's making them count, going 8 for 10 at the line so far.
One of the areas where he has excelled all season long. How about 87% from the line?
Two shots.
The first free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time. Phoenix has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Here's Trent, defended by Chapman. Knocked loose. Pass to Ayton. Shot clock at 6. Here's Tyner. The Knicks pull it in. Cantor's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Knox misses.
Now kicking himself on that one. That is the shot he wanted.
Well, that's usually money in the bank for that guy. Not sure how he missed that one.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. New York ahead, opening up a huge gap. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with his guys.
Hey, if we get a stop and the running opportunity, keep going. The tempo's really good. Keep pushing the ball.
Rick Carlisle wanting to make this a track meet, feels that may favor his team right now.
Well, he knows they have some momentum, and he wants to step on the gas pedal here because he knows how quickly that momentum can shift.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. No question, Porzingis is a tremendous talent, Doris. We've seen that, but he continues to struggle some as a rebounder.
I think automatically you see a 7'3" guy and you say, okay, that's 10 rebounds. But the reality is Porzingis has been more of a face-up, good athlete, attack the rim. He can get to the glass, and I think you'll see more of that in the future.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shot.
The first one falls. Last season, Doris, the NBA hosting 4 regular season games in Mexico, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the NBA playing in Mexico City.
Well, Kevin, you know this. Mexico City is the 5th largest city in the world. You are a geographic expert. This is a gateway to all of Latin America, and the NBA, as always, eager to expand their presence in new markets.
I agree. And the fact, Doris, they're so progressive has just, given them so much new things, revenue, growth avenues to follow. It just opens up a whole new area where they can grow.
Never rest on your laurels, Kevin. Always work hard, just like the great Kevin Harlan does.
And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. Inside, it's Porzingis and Cantor. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's the captain, and it's Dotson in at the 2. That free throw good from Chapman. Both free throws good from Chapman. Seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Kicks to Ayton. The Suns need to get a shot off. And a fast break now for New York. Offensive rebound, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Amazing when you're 7'3" with great instincts. You create an opportunity to get the putback. Nice work, Kristaps Porzingis.
Now here's Ayton. The dish to Mills. Ayton, the pass to Mills. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Mills has got 4 this quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
The pass to Chapman. Second chance shot. Tips it up.
I'll tell you, they've had to look elsewhere for their scoring, and they've gotten it. This guy has had very little impact on the game offensively.
The Knicks have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Lowry brings the double. Pass to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, Kevin, in a pick-and-roll game, the length and athleticism of Kristaps Porzingis is going to be a big-time problem.
And that one's good, Ayton.
Boy, nice speed. Leading him into some space. A nice catch on the run, too. Wow.
Here's Chapman. And he's good on the 3 ball. Chapman's got 29 in the game.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
Pass to Lowry. Well, the league taking steps, Doris, to reform the draft lottery, flattening out the odds, doing a variety of things just to analyze the way it works, the mechanics. Do you think the change will be enough?
Well, again, I think this goes back to the leadership at the top of the NBA, and the right man is in charge in Adam Silver. And as is typical to Adam Silver, everything happens with a very measured approach in terms of reform. You do a little bit, and then you evaluate. But I think Adam has made it clear that the change they made to the draft lottery was nothing more than a first step. Now, where do we go from here? That remains to be seen.
And stolen by Ayton. Down low. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Mills in the corner. Three-pointer. Buries it from three-point range. Mills has got 7 points for the quarter. For New York, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Knocks it loose. That's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will return possession. Wallace with the ball. Pass to Labissiere. Got it. Good job in the low post.
And whenever the D is right up on him, Labissiere is superb at getting his shot off quickly, leaving the D with no time to react.
Here's Chapman. And he jams it with authority.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Wallace kicks to Bridges. Wallace, the pass to Ayton. Here's Trent, defended by Paul. Shot clock at 6. The pass to Bridges. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
New York's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. During this last year, the NBA signed a deal to broadcast G League games on the internet channel Twitch.
Well, you know Adam Silver is always looking at new methods for broadcasting this great league and the G League. And I think we live in an era...
Get the fuck out of here, man.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fan...
The game was fucking doomed from the start any fucking way. Corny ass fucking game. That shit was corny as shit, man. Fuck out of here, boy. I don't want to talk to nobody. Leave me the fuck alone, man.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Shaq. Hurrah! You've been beasting these last few games, and it's fun to watch. Anything you feel you've done differently to make this impact?
Anything differently? The one difference I can identify, I'm trying.